So you are game director for DriveClub. Can you tell us the biggest differences between DriveClub and other racers?
It's a new approach to racing. Basically, we're creating a social network for racers. You know, if you imagine that, you know, every other racing game has got socialisation aspects kind of bolted onto the bottom, well, we concentrated on the community first, built the social network, and then put the racing aspects in there. So even though you're getting an absolutely top draw, AAA racing experience, it's all about the socialisation. What we want to do is grow it out so that, you know, we're having conversations start up at work between friends who have a club, or at school, or at university, or whatever.
And so you've mentioned that there's a DriveClub specific app, but will this also be integrated with other existing social networks like Facebook or Twitter?
It absolutely will, yeah. I mean, you know, we can't talk about it yet, but we have plans which are going to make the integration to different social networks go beyond what you would normally expect.
And can you tell me a little bit more about the actual driving itself? Are there arcade elements to it? Like, is there like a boost, or is it more grounded? You know, something closer to like, you know, like the Gran Turismo series or something like that.
It's very much in the middle of Gran Turismo and, you know, the arcade type games. It's supposed to be pretty much complementary to Gran Turismo. We're not adding features like boost and the like, although, you know, cars with KERS and the like will actually have those features implemented. But I mean, really what we wanted to do was create a game which was accessible for absolutely everyone and gave everyone the experience that they wanted. It will forgive you if you make mistakes, but by the same token, it won't hamper your natural skill.
Can you tell me a little bit about developing a game and having to sort of convey the sense of speed?
The sense of speed comes from proximity to objects. I mean, you know, you could be flying through space and not knowing how fast you're going because there's nothing around you. So, you know, what you do is you generally sort of layer up the sides of the road and put tall objects in there which fly past and all that kind of stuff. And we've got plenty of that, but on top of that as well, you know, we add further special effects to actually add motion blur. We've got depth of field in there and all that kind of thing, which really sort of makes the image and the sensation of speed really pop.
Can you tell me a little bit about the difference of the versions and you know what it is that you'll be getting whether you buy if you go for the Blu-ray rather than just playing the PlayStation Plus version?
It's literally just content. You know, the game experience, everything about it, the balancing, the works is exactly the same. As a matter of fact, in the development studio, there's no difference between the two versions at all. It's literally a switch that we flick to output the PlayStation Plus version over the Blu-ray version.
Just like cars and tracks and stuff like
yes.
that? Okay. How do you feel as the game director knowing that, you know, for PlayStation Plus users, regardless of whether or not they have the money to play the game right away, that, you know, they could be playing your game as a sort of, you know, inaugural part of the next generation of hardware?
It feels great. It really genuinely does. I mean, you know, it's being a game developer is all about being a creator, and absolutely the best thing for you is if everyone's playing your game. I once heard a story that Sting, the musician, knew that he'd made it when there was a guy cleaning the windows outside of one of his hotels singing one of his songs. And, you know, if everyone is playing DriveClub, then we know that it's gone down pretty well.
If you see people driving outside, you'll have a good idea that they played DriveClub at some point.
Exactly, yes. Now, you know what, it would be great. I mean, for example, you know, everyone in the studio has MotorStorm stickers on the cars. And, you know, it'd be just lovely if you turned up, because I go to car shows and all that kind of stuff. You turned up and you saw a team outside with the DriveClub banners on it or something like that. That would be awesome. You
know, before I let you go, can you, for someone that, since the game's going to be available to try out, it's almost the whole shebang just without a few tracks and cars, and the fact that some people that don't usually lean towards racing games may be trying out DriveClub, do you have a recommendation for, you know, a type of vehicle that someone who doesn't play a lot of racing games should jump in to kind of acclimate to DriveClub?
Well, as with anything, you know, we are creators and we want to create a great game experience, and because of that, there's progression built into it. You know, if you thought about when you passed your driving test at, say, 17, 18, whatever it was, you wouldn't go out and buy a Bugatti Veyron, would you? you know, you wouldn't go out and buy a Ferrari or anything like that.
Right.
So the best place to start is at the start. You know, get yourself a hot hatch.
Okay.
You know, learn to drive that and then progress through the game. So that would be my advice. And I know I sound like your father, but that's what I would say.
All right, I'll take that advice when the game comes out. Thanks.
No problem at all.